the fact that you need to understand that, first of all, you don't need permission from anybody to know anything. You don't need anybody's help. We have, so for instance, yes, we're not big on making, we're big on using, so technology and all of that, but we have it at our disposal to use for good, for aid, while we make ours. You know, if we're creating products, if we're creating avenues, solutions that help in small pockets in our own way to shape the mindsets of people. I use storytelling, for instance, because that's the kind of storytelling is a very powerful tool.
It is.
Everybody loves a story. It could be music, it could be a film, it could be a book, and that's what shaped the world that we are in today with Hollywood. Hollywood is a big player when it comes to storytelling, and they're very intentional with it.
Very intentional.
You know, and it worked. You know, so I understand the power of storytelling. So whatever story I'm telling today, even if I put AI videos on my Instagram, I'm making you watch it from beginning to end, and you're getting something from that thing. So that means I was being intentional before I ever did it. You know, so if you look at, if in Nollywood, for instance, if the directors and the producers decide that, okay, we want to be intentional about our stories, the stories will start to change. We start to go back into history to find the real things. We don't do things just for cinema numbers. We don't do things just to look good to the West or anything, or to get the best camera angles no, we start to tell proper African stories, the real ones that are not being told, that have been suppressed, we have a plethora, like it's a lot.
It's a lot.
You know, when people understand that, okay, we're actually royalty. This is where I come from. I have the power to do this. I don't need that person's permission to do this. Let me just do it. I don't care what you think about it, as long as I feel it is good enough for me. That is how I feel it could start. Personally, when I used to do TV commercial, I still do TV commercial, but when I used to do it a lot, I used to post it. I hope people will comment on this and I like it, you know. And I realized, okay, if it doesn't even have a lot of comment, I'll feel bad that, I didn't do well, I didn't do the. So I had to move away from that.
Very important.
And I made sure, okay, I'll make sure my skill sets are 100%. I'll make sure everything I'm doing, I do it right.
So creating from love, not for love.
Not exactly. I'm making sure I dot my I's, cross my T's. So you can't have anything to say about it. If you don't like it, it's your opinion. But I like it. And other people might like it. Then I said, okay, for validation, I don't care about validation anymore. If you see the comments I get on my posts on LinkedIn sometimes, it doesn't mean anything to me. And people will look at it and like, the kind of comments I get is like, wow, you've changed my life. This has touched me in a way that I can't. God bless. People pray for me. But to me, I just look at it and I don't feel a lot of, it's just normal to me.
You're not enhanced by the compliment.
At all.
And you're not diminished by the absence of.
At all. I love it. It's great.
Yes.
But it doesn't affect.
You're not depending on it.
I was depending on it.
But you've said the words I love when you use them, intentionality. And it's something I understand and I practice. So moving from survival to intention, it's a whole world of difference. I think what allows for that is sort of like an economic prosperity. Because we talk about Americans telling their stories. Every year you hear 70,000 Africans are going to attempt to travel abroad by road.
True.
They go through the Mediterranean Sea, go through the Sahara Desert. These are actually death centers.
Yeah.
The chances that they will arrive, it's very slim, but they do it nonetheless.
Yeah.
And I think the Americans have used storytelling to create the illusion of the American dream. And I've been to California and I saw people living on the streets. They have serious drug issues, but that's not what we know.
Yes.
We don't even see the homelessness that they are dealing with. What we deal with in Africa is that we just have to live here. So you do a transfer window, I would say. And it's okay, please, Africans, choose another continent. This is a transfer window. I will bet that this place will be empty in no time. But I would also realize that this place will get so wide. You realize that the Lebanese love it here, the Chinese love it here. Africans just can't see.
True.
Well, but again, being a creative is something our parents always were not very sure about. One of the first my father saw me trying to draw, he was mortified that he didn't like it at all. Because I think he had a cousin or a friend who was an artist that didn't quite make it. He was like, no, I don't want anybody doing this around me. You will not, right? And I remember he was still, and I used to write novels even at 10.
Wow.
And nobody else seemed to like it. It was like, you want to end up like Olisheka? He's just popular, but he's broke. Sorry, guys. But, that's how our parents, painted the picture for us. Everybody wanted you, doctor, you will have money, you convert this place to hospital. People get sick all the time.
Yeah.
Lawyer, nobody's going to mess with you, right? That's how they saw it. So even choosing what to study is survival.
True.
Right? But as a creative living in Nigeria, how would you describe the opportunities that you've been able to assess and the potential for good? Because I asked yesterday, if Elon and Steve Jobs were born here, would they be what they are today? And the guest I had at the time said, I don't think so. I don't think so, because there is always a lot of challenges, right? So what would be your own experience in trying to grow a creative company, finance your projects, scale your company, scale your business? What has been that experience for you?
For me, I think my greatest, what's the word I'm looking for? I'll think of the word, but it's consistency. Okay. So I remember about 8-9 years ago when I was playing around with virtual reality. This was way before people even started talking about virtual reality here. I was already buying virtual reality cameras. I was already using the Google Cardboards to play around with it. I went to a company here back then. I wouldn't mention the name of it because it's a big company, and they told me Nigeria isn't ready for this yet. And in my mind, why can't you be the first to innovate? Because I think about the future. Today, I'm already thinking about 10 years from now. I'm thinking of that's how I think. And then that's how I was thinking. Like, this is the future. This is what is going to be. I'm researching, data, researching robotics, researching everything. But for good, how can it help? Because I would never stop being Nigerian, whatever. If I have a different passport or not, I'm still going to be Nigerian. I'm still, this is where I'm from. I can't change it. So what can I do to help? What can I do to change mindsets or make things easier? That's what I look at. So for me, consistency with technology is something that has always helped me. I love tech. I spend more money on gadgets than any other thing. Like I'll buy a camera before I buy a car. That is me. And it's always been like that. When I come to my home office, you will just be seeing gadgets everywhere. I'm always testing.
You have a friend in this room.
That's who I am. And I think about going from there up until now, if I stopped or if I was discouraged, I wouldn't be where I am today. AI, that is today is a buzzword, is a facade. It's been 4 years for me. Nobody was talking about AI when I started doing AI. It was gone. It was so for me, it wasn't because I knew that okay, maybe in 2025 AI will be the thing, but I knew one day, I said, let me just explore because this is interesting. I found it interesting, and I found the fact that there are possibilities with this thing. How can I? So I followed through. I was always at the forefront. Reading research papers. I didn't like books at school, but I was always, after school, I found myself reading research papers, reading, books, reading things in my own. Any free time I get, I'm studying, I am practicing, because I just wanted to know. I wanted to be in the forefront. Even when it comes to film directing, I could stand in a room with any Hollywood director, we could talk technicalities. I wanted to be in that space. I didn't want to be seen as a Nigerian that is trying to, no. We have the same brain. Use your brain, you have a better opportunity, but I have a brain. I will spend more time, I'll burn candles, but we'll have the same information as you, and that's how I would work with. So I've always been in that. I don't want where I'm at to kind of be a disadvantage. It's a disadvantage, I won't lie. There are many things that don't work right. There are many things that I would have scaled through if everything was working perfectly. But the fact is that the opportunities for the future are there. And if we can empower a lot of people to understand how you can create change with tech or create change with one kind of solution, somehow the future might be better. So for me, I've always been consistent with technology. When the new thing comes out, I'm getting it, or I'm researching, or I'm saving money. I'm hoping to make some money from my traditional work, which is, TV commercial. My profits, I'm putting it in that thing and I'm buying it. It's not, I don't really make money for pleasure or all of that. I make money like my wife told me that you need to stop this sometimes, that when we start saving properly for them, I'm like, well, okay, right? It's, because it's more of, we need to be in a space where we can speak tech, we can talk tech, we can use tech the same way the other countries are using it. That's why I was happy about DeepSeek and other Korean when it became open source, and like, okay, yeah, we can do now alter certain things, refine certain things. But at the same time, we're creating ours. Like, that's why I said I'm archiving, documenting properly, not just digitally, physical. We're going to physical spaces to archive. Did you know there were 8 monarchies in Ikorodu?
8 monarchies
in Ikorodu. Did you know that?
That long ago?
today there is right now. They've always been, but we were not taught that in school.
I don't think
I